everyone, in this video I'm gonna just finalize this part available right now on Moodle for getting started with Python. So as you can see under this module on Python, on Moodle, sorry, we have the folder that contains all the necessary set of slides. So today, or in this video, I'm just going to talk about this set of slides. And also you can see that I have important libraries file in Word document, just in case you would like to print this out easily and read more about it. It's easy one-page document that you need to read before coming to class on Tuesday, please. So sorry, this is Pandas. I'm gonna have to fix that. And it is actually a small letter. So even though we're starting at the very beginning of the paragraph, oh man, why do I have it? Okay, so I need to replace this. All right, so please make sure that when we're talking about Pandas Library, we actually have to make sure that Pandas is one of the most important libraries. It is actually in small letter. It starts with a small letter. It's not with capital, and it ends with an S. So it's Pandas, not Panda. So Pandas library is one of the most important libraries in Python, and most preferred and widely used tool, especially for uploading a file or reading a file. Pandas take data in either CSV or SQL database file format, and it creates a Python object that is kind of tabular in form, meaning it contains rows and columns, and this Python object is usually called a data frame. So when you're reading either an CSV or SQL data, or most importantly, we're going to read CSV or Excel. Actually, nowadays it takes also Excel, CSV, or whatever data file, it will read it in what we call it a data frame. And usually data frame is in one word, okay? A data frame. So in order to get the Pandas, always all the time Pandas in a small letter, Pandas, you would need to install it. This is for you if you are using, guys, the Anaconda distribution. But for this year onward, I will be using with my students Google Colab, so you don't have to install any distribution. You can just start right away. How do we start right away? I will talk about it in a bit. So first, let me just talk about different libraries other than Pandas. So the Pandas library is one of the most important libraries. This library contains functions, built-in functions, exactly like last course or last videos when we talked about the print function or the type function. And all these are coming from the Python. There are certain libraries like the Pandas library will allow us to read data files. So there's other libraries as well that we need to import so that we will be able to use their methods or functions. And they are the Numpy or Numpy library. There's the Matplotlib library or lib. We have the stats models library. We can use it for regression analysis. And we're going to talk in this very brief set of slides about the Pandas mostly library and the Numpy. The Pandas library, as I said, is one of the most important libraries, and usually you read the data file in Excel or in CSV or other data files, and it stores it in what we call it a data frame. And this data frame is a tabular representation of the data in columns and in rows. There are other also dependent libraries that we usually use them together, like Numpy and the Matplotlib library. So we usually import all these libraries together. So if you are using Jupyter Notebook or Spider, or you're using Google Colab as we're doing this year, I would like you to start by importing the Pandas, Numpy, and the Matplotlib libraries. Let me just show you one very important thing here. When you're importing the Pandas library and you would like to use any method from this library, you will still need to point back to the Pandas library. What do I mean by point back? Point back means if I'm using the method, for example, get dummies, get underscore dummies, then with this method you will have to, for example, always put pandas dot get underscore dummies. So you have to always point back to pandas in order to make our life easier, and for efficiency we are going to give the pandas a short name, PD. So while using the PD for pandas, then instead of typing pandas as a whole word, we just type in PD dot whatever method we are going to use. Let's get started and work with work with a new notebook. With this notebook, let's put on this notebook, maybe let's call it libraries. Reading files. I'll tell you why in a bit. Okay, so let's get started. We just type import, and then the name of the library here is pandas, and then as, to give it a small name or a short name. Import which library, Numpy as np, for example, and then run the code. Nothing happens, but then now you can use different methods for this library. Let me just for now show you how can we easily try to read a file. Over here, in order for you to read an Excel file located locally on your machine, you would need this code. And just for the purpose of keeping this video very short, I'm just going to read an Excel file located locally on my PC by using here, this is a different way of doing things. Here, as you can see, from this this is a package here from this library, google.colab, import files, and files here is a method. So import files, okay, uploaded equals files.upload. So this is the uploaded files, all right? So I'm calling uploaded files here is uploaded. So this is a very interesting way of uploading files that locally located, or using files that are locally located on your machine. Okay, let's get started. So again, the way that we do it is from google.colab, import files, and then run the code, shift enter. And as you can see, you have choose file. So you can choose any file you want. For example, I have this file for data encoding, and then I will hit open. All right, but I can't use the file yet. I need to use the file. So there is a second line of code you need here, which is the following, which is import pandas as PD. We already have this, so we have to import IO. So you just need to import IO because we already imported pandas. You import these libraries only once. So here, import necessary libraries to read files into your notebook only once. Only once you need to import necessary libraries, actually. So either to read or not to read, you just need to import it only once. Over here, we need to import the IO so that we will be able to read this file. As you can see here, the file name, I was able to fetch it from here. After the word saving, you just copy this .xlsx. You just copy that and feed it into the code. What does this mean? Uploaded and then whatever it is. Okay, So now this uploaded, let me just show you something. If I upload it, as you can see here, if I just run this code, as you can see here, it's going to give me b example something blah blah blah, and then it will give me a certain it will read the data, but it's so unreadable for me. So what I need to do is to save it and store it in a data frame. df here is a data frame. You can write it as data frame, or you can type it as data. You can give it any whatever name you want, but because it's a common understanding that when the pandas library pd.read Excel, I wanted to read it in an, I know that this file is an Excel, as you probably noticed here. When I read the file, it was in Excel. Which file was it? Man, it is over here, I think. This file was in Excel. So I know that the format is in Excel, so I'm going to use the pd.read_Excel. If it was in CSV, I will basically use the read_CSV method imported or from pandas. So pandas here, pd, all right. From the pandas library, I'm going to use the read_Excel because the file has an Excel format here. And then basically I'm going to use the IO again, import this library, IO.bytes, IO, you see? And then because this looks in bytes, you see that? IO, and then this uploaded. What does it mean to have uploaded this? Okay, now, usually in previous classes, we used to read the file as an Excel easily using this, and we feed into it the path. But in any case here, uploaded here is the name of the file. This is the file, the dataset. The dataset is uploaded, right? So here uploaded, and we are feeding into it this array, which is having the name of the file. So just use this code as is, and you will be able to read the data frame by just calling the data frame. So if you're typing df data frame, you will be able to read the data in a data frame in a tabular format that you can, with a mere site, you can understand that this is a serial number, this is a country, hour, salary, house, and so on. So over here you can't read it really well, but now it is in a data frame, a tabular format, read by the pandas library, and we use the read_Excel read Excel method. Okay. All right. So this is the way that we read a data file in or available locally on the machine. Okay. What if the data file is available on your drive? Then the way that we do it is as follows. Let me show you here. I'm not sure if I will have enough time for next. Okay. Okay, so here, reading a file from your drive. Again, you need to import the pandas as PD. You need to import the IO, and from google.colab import files. So these three are very important. So when we're talking about pandas library, probably right from the beginning, these are the most important. I needed to show you slowly what is it that we need, but let's start as if we're starting all over again. But here, let me just add the following. This is reading a file stored or a file in your Google Drive. Why Google Drive? Because actually the notebooks, the Colab notebooks, are available in Google Drive. So here we have to import necessary need to import these libraries here in the same notebook? No, we don't. These libraries are already imported in this notebook, but I am doing this because just in case, I want you to keep this file handy. So anytime and every time you're importing files with me in class, you can very easily access the code and copy and paste the code rather than writing the code from scratch. Nobody writes the code now because it is time consuming in class. So what I want you to do is basically copy and paste. So I'm gonna just put this like that here, and just need to copy and paste just to change the name of the file, and this is it. Okay, so over here, this is how you do it, and then to read a file, you just need to do the following. Let me show you what to do. Write this code, of course. So this is the reference. This is where your file, this is the, let me show you. Oh man. So this is the reference that I have, and this reference is basically the, we don't need this reference really, but this reference is just for me so that I can use it and look up where the file is. So if I copy this and I go all the way here, I'll be able to see where the file is, you see, and open the file. This is for my own reference. You don't need that. So here from Google Colab, here I have it, Google Colab, import, instead of files, import a drive. So this one requires the following: import a drive. The other one, import files, all right? So this one, import a drive. Okay, so from Google Colab, import a drive. It's already imported, so I don't need that. Drive.mount, content drive. And then df is, again, the pandas.read Excel. And then in here, always, it's content slash, or it is the two quotes here, then slash content slash drive slash my drive. Now, slash Colab notebooks, and then the name. I have this data file or this Excel file already stored in there. And now it tells me, do you want to connect? Yes, I would like to connect. And then it tells me which get authentication. Do you have access? Yes, I have access. Yes, I can do anything, and allow this person, which is me, myself, allow me to be authenticated and read the data file. And then once this is done, I would like to display the data, but I need to wait, you know, I gotta wait for it. It takes a little time. This is why I like to read the data locally from the machine. And then df, let's see what data do I have here. Yes, I have the data here in a tabular format or data frame. So this is how to read data or file from a Google Drive. So please mimic everything that I've done today. For example, here you can get this example one from Moodle. I'm gonna upload this along with any data files for you to try to use on Moodle. So just I'm gonna put a trial Excel file. You also have, actually I don't need to do that because you have the Tableau Excel files. So basically you can use the Tableau Excel files and try to get access to it through Google Colab. Okay, this is it for today. Take care, and I'll see you in class on Tuesday.